What is hot, everyone, and welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, first off, welcome. My name is Ben Lee, and I've been investing in the stock market for a number of years now. I've picked up a lot of knowledge in my time, and plus the fact that I just love talking stocks and news, and keeping you guys updated with some of my favourite stocks, price predictions, chart analysis that I do. And so if any of that sounds good to you, feel free to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, it only takes a second. Turn on that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all my latest content. Now, I've had some messages regarding Nio and delisting, and I just want to debunk this and go into it a bit further, as well as an updated look at the charts. And I have some other news for you as well, which could be affecting Nio in the short term, but we'll go into that later on in the video. So this has been talked about a few months back now, but this bill has been passed, and I'm going to let the computer voice actually speak this one, mainly because I just find it entertaining.
Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act. This bill requires certain issuers of securities to establish that they are not owned or controlled by a foreign government. Specifically, an issuer must make this certification if the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board is unable to audit specified reports because the issuer has retained a foreign public accounting firm not subject to inspection by the board. Furthermore, if the board is unable to inspect the issuer's public accounting firm for 3 consecutive years, the issuer's securities are banned from trade on a national exchange or through other methods. Foreign issuers of securities that use such a firm to prepare an audit report must disclose for each non-inspection year the percentage of shares owned by governmental entities where the issuer is incorporated, whether these governmental entities have a controlling financial interest, information related to any board members who are officials of the Chinese Communist Party, and whether the articles of incorporation of the issuer contain any charter of the Chinese Communist Party, and
Sorry, I just found the way that she said "and" actually quite entertaining. Now, basically this just states that the bill requires certain issuers of securities to establish that they are not owned or controlled by a foreign government. As you may know, the Chinese government does back Nio. They have given them a cash bailout and also have incentives like purchase rebates and tax exemptions to encourage the sales of EVs in China. But from what I know, the government does not control Nio. But if you know or have seen anything different, let me know. Put it down in the comments below. So it's about making sure that in the case of an audit, it is very clear that Nio is not controlled by the Chinese government so that they can remain trading on the New York Stock Exchange. However, the kicker with this, in which a lot of people are missing, which you've just heard the computer voice say, is that if Nio was not able to be inspected, then they would still have 3 whole years before they would be banned. But Ben, what do you think on this? I believe that a lot of this is just fear, and I don't believe that this is justified. And in my experience, this is where newbie traders could start to panic and sell their shares for potentially a 20 to 50% loss as they hear a rumour like this. And that's all it is, in my opinion. It's just a rumour, but they hear the rumour that they will get delisted and they make the emotional decision to sell their shares. And I know it can be hard, as this is where experience in the markets really helps, because mindset truly is half the battle. Yes, you have to have a good stock with good fundamentals and be able to use technicals to help identify possible good entry and exit points. This is really important, but this is where someone like myself can help out by keeping you up to date with important news and chart analysis, and all I ask in return is that you hit that delicious subscribe button for me. However, if you can find a company like Nio, which is actually ramping up production of its EVs in this absolutely massive sector, and hold through the pain, or even cost average in a time like this can prove extremely profitable in the long run, and I honestly believe that this stock will see big highs by the end of this year. And you'll see on the screen that the third bullet point down, Nio delivered 43,728 vehicles in 2020 in total, increasing by 112% year over year. Now, if you follow me over here, this is the news that I wanted to share with you today. So, Nio Inc. announces today temporary suspensions of production for 5 working days. Now, the overall supply constraint of semiconductors has impacted the company's production volume in March 2021. The company expects to deliver approximately 19,500 vehicles in the first quarter of 2021, adjusted from the previously released outlook of 20,000 vehicles to 25,000 vehicles. So this number of 19,500 vehicles in the first quarter of 2021, that is still nearly half of the vehicles that they did for the entire year of 2020. So you can see this is them ramping up production, and with the temporary suspension of products for 5 working days, Nio today announces that the company decides to temporarily suspend the vehicle production and activity in one of their manufacturing plants for 5 working days starting from March 29, 2020 due to the semiconductor shortage. So, as you can see, nothing has changed for Nio fundamentally in the long term. This is still a great company with huge analyst price predictions of up to $90 by the end of this year. And I've just done a video recently on this, which I'll link on the screen for you now. I highly recommend checking that out for a more in-depth look into Nio. However, we could see Nio being quite choppy on the charts over the next few weeks because of this news, but rest assured that Nio isn't the only company that is being affected by this. Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, and many more have all said that they have been slowing down or stopping EV production due to this global shortage. However, remember as well, when there is news like this, it also presents opportunities in the market. There will be companies rushing to make money from this shortage by offering to make chips, but also opportunities for us in the markets because it presents a buy the dip opportunity. So yes, we're over on the charts, we're on the daily chart for Nio, and I did identify this $35 point as a support level, and in the last 2 days you can see we have actually dipped just into the 35 range and we closed above it, and then on the last trading day we have gone down to about $34, but more importantly we have closed at 36 above the support of 35. This just goes to show to me so far, and we'll see what happens over the next couple of days if we get a strong bounce here or if we are choppy around, that this support is actually quite validated. If we do end up pushing down lower because of this news, then it will be, in my opinion, around the 28% Fibonacci, which is actually, funnily enough, on $28. That would be our next level of support. If that was the case, then instead of what I would hope would happen is we would have a W-shaped recovery. What I think will happen instead is we will get a shoulder into a head, into a potential shoulder again, before we see liftoff. It'll be interesting to see though if this ends up being a double bottom when we had a triple top up top, or if we do get another bounce and we get a triple bottom to show just inverse patterns before we end up shooting off. Down in the RSI as well, we are trading a bit oversold in the 34 range, and I myself have been picking up some extra shares at about 35 going up to $36. In that region I have actually loaded up because for me Nio is quite a high conviction play. And as the saying goes, be greedy whenever people are being fearful, and be fearful whenever people are being greedy. And at the moment, people are being what? I'll let you answer that. So, that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, fantastic. Really appreciate you. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you guys on the next one. But until then, I hope you have a great day. See ya!